You, me, and the rest of Americans and citizens of the Western world as it is today are being played day after day. The system is designed to make it feel like we're in this constant battle against each other, conservatives versus liberals. It's two sides of the same coin when it comes down to it. For the majority of cases, look at the media. That's what I'm really focusing on. I'm talking about mainstream conservatism versus liberalism. There's plenty of good for true freedom fighters on the conservative side that are not part of this game, but it's all a big act. It's theater. It's political acting. What it is, political theater. You have the big con, and they're constantly going after minor things that liberalism is doing wrong. While liberalism goes after these minor things, conservatism is going on. They clash on these little minor things so they can distract you. They want to distract you from what's actually going on. When you look at the criminal history of the families within our government and the things that go on behind closed doors, the bills that have been passed over the last 50 years at 12 a.m., a number of them, and the stuff they contain, it's evil. It is genuinely evil. These these families are they're basically in the mafia is what it is, and you talk about them, you're gone. I'm not going to get into it too much in this video because, like I said before, you talk about it, you're gone. So I'm going to keep it light and I'm just going to talk about the political theater and the distractions and not really what they're distracting you from too much. I'll allow you to look into that yourself. And I might make a video about some of it, like the Biden crime family, in an upcoming video. So stick around for that. But, as I was saying before, it's basically the mafia, is what's going on. It's constant money laundering, sex scandals, trafficking over and over again. Look at Epstein. Think the list is ever going to get revealed? No. Ghislaine Maxwell is currently in jail being prosecuted for trafficking people, trafficking human beings, trafficking children to nobody. Who'd she sell it to? Nobody. And because that makes sense. That makes perfect sense, but they won't talk about that. Mainstream conservatism will not talk about that. That is the stuff that that will open people's eyes. That is the stuff that red pills people when they start seeing that our entire system is completely corrupted from the bottom up on both sides of the political theater, with very, very few members in the political system today that aren't actually part of the game, that are actually fighting for you and me. Very few members. The majority, they are part of this. They all are working together when it comes down to it. They pretend like they don't like each other. They pretend like they're fighting each other. And to the public, they fight about these minor things, but then they go behind closed doors and do things that are evil and take away your freedoms. And they set up ways so that they can take away your freedoms in the future. There's a reason that in Mount Weather, they have a database of every patriot's name. If they ever want to do anything, they have you. They're ready. They are ready to destroy this country if they ever need to. If there's ever a reason to take out the patriots, they are ready for us. Don't think that you're gonna get away just by guns a-blazing. No, they'll come for you in the night and you'll be gone forever. It's a scary thing to think about, but it's an evil world we live in, and nobody will stand up to this evil world because they know what happens to people who do. They know that they disappear. They know that they go missing. They know that they die in mysterious, weird circumstances. That's what happens when you speak up. So everybody's scared, so they join the theater, and then they gibber jabber about pointless things. I promise I will never do that to you guys. I will always say exactly what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll get into a pointless subject every once in a while because, it is some of them are kind of important to our country. It is important for the minor things too, and it's important to keep the good culture, to fight for some of the minor things so it doesn't, lead down the slippery slope or whatever. But when I see something big, I will share it with you guys. When I see something that really matters, I won't step down from controversy. It's never who I've been, and that is not who I will ever become. I am not afraid of controversy. I'm not scared of being hated. So I'm going to tell you guys straight up exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what I'm feeling. And right now, it's just disgusting, the political theater, the political acts that are put on, and everybody believes it. The Daily Wire think there's a single person in there that isn't playing into the game. Everybody, I like guys like Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh. I genuinely like those people. I think they're good people, but they are playing into the game. They are playing into political theater. Even if they don't know it, they are hired by a company that's entire purpose is to distract. It's to get people into the game, get people who are interested into politics, into this basic stuff that doesn't matter. That's what they want you in. That's what they want you thinking about. That's what they care about. Awful. It's awful stuff. It's hard to think about sometimes. It truly is because, you know, it's it's hard to see how corrupt the world is and still love it. Which I still love the world and I love this country and I love the people here. I love the community. And that's what I'm doing. I'm here to take back this country from this corruption. But we need to stop getting distracted. We need to stop playing into political theater, and we just need to start being straight up and honest with what's going on. We need to call out these crime families that are infested all throughout government. They're all working together. They all have blackmail on each other because they have to go through embarrassment rituals to get to the spots they're in. Yeah, I bet you've never heard that before because nobody will tell you, right? You ever heard of Bohemian Grove? Every Republican president other than Donald Trump went there. They do things such as drag shows there. That way they have embarrassment and blackmail on each other that they can use. That way if you ever go against a system when you already decided to join it, they can pull you right out with this evil, disgusting stuff. That's why where a lot of this fans of the playground stuff comes in. That's why most of these guys are they have some kind of tie to it because they have to tie them to something that could ruin your entire life because then they have you forever. It doesn't even matter if it's true. If they can get you in a spot where it looks like you did something with a child, because that is evil, folk will hate you forever and you lose your career forever. So they get you to do these disgusting things and they say, hey, if you do this evil thing to this child, I'll get you up. I'll get you to the top. I'll move you to the top. But then they have blackmail on you forever and they control you. And that's all they care about. They care about the control. And eventually, of course, this will all lead to the good old New World Order. I'm sure everybody listening has at least heard of that. I don't everybody understands it because it's a very complicated subject that I haven't started to truly grasp onto until very recently. But, I mean, that's what it's obviously playing on to. I mean, everything's connected. That's the entire end goal of globalization. That's why it's being pushed so heavily right now. That's why it's being constantly propagandized throughout the schools. I mean, I'm someone who's going through the public education system right now in the high schools. And the amount of promotion through globalization is incredible. They really want you to get on board with the UN. It's disgusting, it's disturbing, it's scary when you actually understand the end goals of all this, when you understand the depopulation goals, because those are real, by the way. If you aren't familiar with depopulation, look into that. This is a whole red pill video, so I mean, share this with your friends that aren't red pilled yet. Um, because I'm covering just about everything: depopulation, New World Order, crime families within the government. I mean, I haven't gone deep into anything, but you can research all this stuff and spend hours, hundreds of hours into every single subject because there's so much to cover and it can never be all you can never learn all of it. There's always something more, and that's one of the best parts of being interested in this type of stuff. There's always more. There's always more you can learn. There's always more that you can use to fight this system, and it will matter. And it's a war for eternity. It's a spiritual war more than just a physical war. This isn't a world. This isn't a war for the world. This is a war for everything. We are fighting for our souls at this point. If we get corrupted, it's over forever. We lose everything for all of eternity. If you get corrupted, if you join this theater, if you join this act, you you will go to hell. That is what happens. That is what's going to happen to these people that go against Christ and try to divert attention away from what truly matters, from what is really going on in the world, what the red pill truly is. When they divert away, that's all they're doing, honestly. And can I mention that the red pill movement has been so shifted? It used to be more of a conspiracy based thing, and then I think that they were trying to shut that up, and so now they turned it into like a self improvement type thing. Which I mean, it's not all that bad because self improvement is good too, but it's like a distraction from the conspiracy because now when you say red pill, people don't think of getting actually awakened and understanding the true spiritual magnitude of everything going on, but they just think of, oh, picking up girls, which it's so much deeper than that. Everything is so much more connected. Well, that's part of the red pill, obviously, because everything that is truth is red pill. It's wild. It's such a wild world, and it's such a wild there's so much to learn, and that's wonderful. And I know God will always be on our side, and that's wonderful. He's watching over us. He's helping us. He's guiding us through this fight. That's great. That is absolutely fantastic. But we also know that our society is falling apart in front of us, and it's a little bit of a black pill sometimes. But hey, you know what? I'm still fighting. I will never go down. When I go down, it will be going down fighting. I promise you all that right now. I promise you I'll go down fighting. So yeah, you know what? I am gonna wrap it up here though. So yeah, the political theater is all a distraction. Eat the red pill, or yeah, swallow the red pill real quick. Reject the blue pill. Reject the distraction. Reject the political theater. Start getting into some more out of mainstream stuff and start listening to that because that's when you will truly start to become awoken to all this stuff. You don't want to be woke. You gotta be awake. So yep, I'm gonna wrap it up here though. So go check out the rest of this channel. It's that should wake you up a little bit. So yeah, subscribe if you made it this far and enjoyed 2 videos a day, mix of self-improvement, politics, and conspiracy theories. So yeah, subscribe if that's interesting to you. So long, peace out, and God bless.